Hello students, how are you all? In last class you learned Boyle's law and Charles law. The today's topic is Gay-Lussac's law. Now let us understand what is the Gay-Lussac's law by taking an example. I am taking a well-inflated automobile tire as an example. Imagine this is a well-inflated automobile tire. So well-inflated automobile tire. So inside there is a gas. Right, the pressure in well-inflated automobile tire is almost constant. The pressure of this gas is almost constant. The pressure in well-inflated automobile tire is almost constant. The pressure of the gas inside is constant. And one more important point is here the volume also constant. So volume is constant. Now during a summer, during a hot summer, temperatures are rises, temperatures are increases. During hot summer there is a high temperature, temperatures are increases. So due to increasing of temperature, the pressure of the gas inside is going to get increases. Pressure also is going to get increases. So during the hot summer season, the temperatures are very high, temperatures are increases. As a result, the pressures also is going to get increases. If increasing of pressure, the tire may burst. So if the pressure is not adjusted properly, so temperature increases, pressure is going to get increases, pressure inside this tire is going to get increases. So the tire may be burst if the pressure is not adjusted properly. Next, in winter season, temperatures are very less, temperatures are decreases. And the temperature is decreases, the pressure also is going to get decreases. So temperature decreases, pressure decreases. Temperature increases, pressure is increases at a constant volume. Then what is the point to understand here is pressure is directly proportional to temperature. So from this temperature increases, pressure increases, temperature decreases, pressure decreases. So pressure is directly proportional to temperature at a constant volume. This is nothing but a Gay-Lussac's law. So by taking this, we can define the Gay-Lussac's law as at a constant volume. At constant volume, the pressure of a fixed amount of gas, is directly proportional to temperature. Its temperature is called as Gay-Lussac's law. Let us write the statement. At constant volume, the pressure of a fixed amount of gas is directly proportional to its temperature. Directly proportional to its temperature. This is known as Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law. Next, I am taking that relation. Pressure is directly proportional to temperature at V is equal to constant volume. So V is equal to constant. So I am removing the proportionality by keeping constant P is equal to K into T. From this equation I am taking P by T is equal to K, constant. So P by T is equal to constant. So this equation I am taking in two different conditions. So initially the pressure of the gas in this tube tire I am taking as P1, pressure is P1, and temperature of this tire I am taking as T1. Temperature of the gas is T1, pressure of the gas is P1. So here this is P1 and the temperature is T1, that is equal to K. Equation number 1, first case. So the temperature is increases, temperature I am labeling as T2. So temperature is increases, then the pressure also is going to get increases. So temperature T1 become T1 initially, and temperature increases I am taking as T2. At the temperature T1, pressure is P1, and temperature increases, temperature increases and taking it as T2, and pressure also increases, I am labeling it as a P2, second case. Then P2 T2 is equal to K. This is the second equation. So substitute the first equation in second equation, or second equation in first equation. Then what we are going to expect here is I am writing here So P1 by T1 is equal to P2 by T2. So this is another mathematical expression for Gay-Lussac's law. So here is P is equal to K into T1 equation. Then you can rearrange this equation. So P1 by P2 is equal to T1 by T2. So this is another representation. So this is Gay-Lussac's law. So Gay-Lussac stated that at constant volume, the pressure of a fixed amount of gas is directly proportional to its temperature. This is known as Gay-Lussac's law. This point meaning is at constant volume, temperature is rises. At constant volume, temperature rises, pressure also going to get increases. Temperature is decreases, pressure also is going to get decreases. This is Gay-Lussac's law. Next, graphs based on Gay-Lussac's law. First graph. So already we know very well that the pressure of a gas is directly proportional to its temperature at a constant volume. At a constant volume. Right. So I am removing the proportionality by keeping constant P is equal to K into T. So I am using straight line equation y is equal to mx. So here I am taking a pressure on the y axis. Here I am taking pressure. So this is increasing pressure, and temperature on the x axis. This is the temperature. Right. So y is equal to mx. The straight line is passing through origin. So this is the graph you can expect for P is equal to K into T. Here the graph plotted between pressure versus temperature at a constant volume. The graph drawn between pressure and temperature at a constant volume, we have to call them as a isochore. Isochores. So isochores are the graphs drawn between pressure versus temperature at a constant volume. So the graph drawn at constant volume, the pressure versus temperature we are calling as a isochore. This is an isochore. Next, the same graph I am taking. So here I am taking as a pressure is increases, here is temperature increases. This is the increasing temperature. Different curves I am writing, lines. So this I am labeling as V1, this is V1, this I am labeling as V2, this I am labeling as V3, this I am labeling as V4, volumes. So volume V1, V2, V3, V4. Then the question is which of the following is high volume? V4 is high volume or V1 is a high volume, we have to find out. So option A is given, so V1 is greater than, V2 is greater than, V3 is greater than V4, one option possibility. Second option V1 is less than, V2 is less than, V3 is less than V4. This is the second possibility option. Third possibility option, V1 is equal to, V2 is equal to, V3 is equal to V4. Third possibility. So option D you can take as none. So none. Otherwise you can take P V1 is equal to V2 greater than V3 is equal to V4. So anything option you can take. Now how do we find answer for this case? By using we have to follow ideal gas equation. We have to use ideal gas equation. PV is equal to nRT. So here I am taking one we have to take as constant. Here I am taking pressure constant. So pressure I am taking constant. So I am taking a pressure constant. Then we have to find the relation between the temperature and volume. Here remaining is temperature and volume relation we have to find out. Then V is equal to nR by P into T, isn't it? Then V is directly proportional to T. So V is directly proportional to T. Now the point is temperature. Well, here is temperature is going to get increases. So this is the temperature, and for this volume this is the temperature, for this curve here is temperature, for this case here. So this I am labeling as temperature T1, this is temperature T2, this is temperature T3, this is temperature T4. So while moving from here to here, from here to here, temperature is going to get increases. Temperature T1, T2, T3, T4 temperatures are increases. Now T4 is the highest temperature, T1 is the low temperature. In this case, T4 is the high temperature, T1 is the low temperature. T4 at high temperature volume is V4. At temperature T3 volume is V3. At temperature T2, volume is V2. At temperature T1, volume is V1. Then what we find is T4 is the high temperature. At high temperature, what is the volume we have is V4. So temperature increases, volume also is going to get increases. So T4 is high temperature, then volume V4 is a high volume. Then V4 is greater than. Next high temperature is T3. T3 temperature volume is V3. Then next high volume is V3, then V2, then V1. So here high volume is V4 and lower volume is V1. So temperature increases, volume also is going to get increases. From here to here, temperatures are increases. So that volumes also is going to get increases. So correct option is V4 is greater than. This option you can take. This one you can write in other way as V1 is less than. So V2 is less than. V3 is less than V4. V4. So this is the option B we can expect in this case. Next, second graph. I am taking P by T. Already we know that P is equal to K into T. P is equal to K into T. Then I am writing this equation as P by T is equal to constant. Okay, that is equal to constant. P by T is equal to constant. So I am plotting a graph of P by T versus temperature you can take, or you can take even pressure also. So you will get constant. P by T is equal to constant. So second case I am taking P by T. Here is instead of taking the temperature I am taking here is pressure. So P by T versus pressure. Here also P by T is equal to constant. And we expect the curve like this. This is a second one. And the third one is I am taking same equation, P is equal to K into T. P is equal to K into T. Then apply the logarithms on both sides. Then we are going to get log P. Log P is equal to log A into B. Log A plus log B. So log K plus log T. So log A plus log T. Then I am taking a straight line equation y is equal to mx. For this convenience purpose I am taking so log P is equal to log T plus log K. Log T plus log K. So I am using straight line equation y is equal to mx plus c. So his slope is value is not there, you can take and imagine as 1. So for this case we can draw the graph. I am taking a log P on y axis and log T on x axis. Log T. Then we have the intercept c is equal to log K. The intercept we have is log K. Log K. So this is the graph log P against log T. We will get a positive slope. So these are the graphical representations of Gay-Lussac's law. Next, Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law states that equal volumes of all gases under same conditions contains equal number of molecules or moles. So this is Avogadro's hypothesis. Let us read the statement. It states that equal volumes of all gases under same conditions of temperature, under same conditions of temperature and pressure, under same condition of temperature and pressure contains equal number of molecules or moles. So this is Avogadro's hypothesis. So this statement meaning is volume is directly proportional to number of moles under same conditions of temperature and pressure. So volume is directly proportional to number of moles. Then I am removing the proportionality by keeping constant V is equal to K into N. So where N is equal to number of moles number of moles of gas, where n is equal to number of moles of gas. So this is Avogadro's law. So Avogadro's law states that equal volumes of all gases under same conditions of temperature and pressure contains equal number of moles or molecules. So this is Avogadro's law. Next, molar volume. Molar volume. The molar volume is defined as the volume occupied by the 1 mole of gas at STP condition is called as a molar volume. The volume occupied by 1 mole of gas, 1 mole of gas at STP, standard temperature and pressure, at STP is called molar volume, is called molar volume. So at STP condition, nothing but standard temperature and pressure. The standard temperature is 0 degrees centigrade. T is equal to 0 degrees centigrade standard temperature, or that is equal to 273.15 Kelvin. The standard temperature is equal to 0 degrees centigrade or 273.15 Kelvin is the standard temperature, and pressure, the standard pressure is 1 atmosphere. At 1 atmosphere. So at STP condition, the volume of the gas is equal to 22.4 liters approximately. At STP condition, the volume of the gas is equal to 22.4 liters. So this is nothing but a molar volume, and we have to take a modified STP. Modified STP. Now taking a modified STP, temperature remains same, temperature is 0 degrees centigrade, and 0 degrees centigrade nothing but you can take in terms of Kelvin is 273.15 Kelvin. Already you know very well. So temperature in Kelvin scale is equal to temperature in degree centigrade plus 273.15. You will get the temperature in Kelvin scale. So this is temperature remains same 273.15 Kelvin, but pressure is equal to 1 bar. The pressure is 1 bar. In the first case, pressure is in terms of atmospheres. In the second case, pressure in terms of bars, around 10 power 5 pascals. 10 power 5 pascals. So at this case, the molar volume of the gas is equal approximately 22.7 liters. At modified STP, the volume of the gas is 22.7 liters. If the pressure is 1 atmosphere, the volume is 22.4 here. So here pressure is changed. Pressure is 1 atmosphere, pressure is 1 bar. That means 10 power 5 pascals. The volume of the gas is 22.7 liters. And SATP, standard ambient temperature and pressure. So this is our case, standard ambient temperature and pressure. At SATP, temperature T is equal to 25 degrees centigrade. So temperature T is equal to 25 degrees centigrade. That is equal to 298.15 Kelvin. So 298.15 Kelvin. Then pressure remains same. Pressure is equal to 1 bar. The pressure is equal to 1 bar, nothing but around 10 power 5 pascals. At this case, the volume of the gas, the volume occupied by 1 mole of gas is around 24.8 liters approximately. So approximately 24.8 liters. This is the standard ambient temperature and pressure. So standard ambient temperature and pressure we are taking as 25 degrees centigrade. So standard temperature we are taking as 0 degrees centigrade, nothing but 273.15 Kelvin. So STP conditions, modified STP condition, temperature remains same, but the difference is here is pressure is 1 atmosphere, here pressure is 1 bar. Pressure is changes. In the case of modified STP and SATP, what is the difference is pressure remains same. What is the pressure? 1 bar, nothing but 10 power 5 pascals. But temperature here is 0 degrees centigrade, nothing but 273.15 Kelvin. Kelvin. Here is 25 degrees centigrade. Standard ambient temperature pressure temperature is 25 degrees centigrade, nothing but 298.15 Kelvin. So these are the volume of the gas is 24.8 liters. So this is a molar volume. So volume occupied by the 1 mole of gas at STP. So volume occupied by the 1 mole of gas at STP is called as a molar volume. In the case of molar volume, if you take STP is 22.4, the molar volume in the case of modified STP is 22.7, and standard ambient temperature pressure, the volume of the gas is 24.8 liters. So this is a molar volume of gas. And Avogadro constant, if you take 1 mole of gas, 1 mole of gas contains Avogadro number of molecule. Avogadro number is 6.023 into 10 power 23 molecules. So molecules, 1 mole of gas contains 6.023 into 10 power 23 molecules. This value we have to call as Avogadro constant. Avogadro constant. 1 mole of gas contains 6.023 into 10 power 23 particles. If you take monoatomic gases, we have to take atoms. So 6.023 into 10 power 23 atoms. So instead of taking molecules, atoms, you can take 6.023 into 10 power 23 particles. That particles may be atoms, molecules, ion, etc. So this is the Avogadro constant. Avogadro constant is 6.023 into 10 power 23 particles. This is Avogadro's law. Next, relation between the molar mass and density. So according to Avogadro's law, volume is directly proportional to number of moles. Here is the N is the number of moles of gas. Then V is equal to, remove the proportionality by keeping constant, V is equal to K into N. So number of moles of gas can be calculated by the formula N is equal to weight by molecular weight, or simply mass by molar mass. So number of moles is equal to mass by molar mass is equal to number of moles. Number of moles of gas can be calculated by mass of the gas by molar mass of the gas. In the place of N substitute, M by small m by capital M. Then V is equal to K into M by M. Mass by molar mass. So I am transposing mass to here, molar mass to here. So molar mass is equal to K into M by V. M by V. We are transposed to here. Then already we know that formula density is equal to mass by volume. In the place of M by V, you can substitute D. Then going to get M is equal to K into D. K into D. Then M in the place of proportionality, M is directly proportional to D. So molar mass directly proportional to density. So this is the relationship between the molar mass and the density. So molar mass is directly proportional to density. Next, ideal gas equation. First, let us look into what is the ideal gas. The ideal gas is defined as the gas that follows Boyle's law, Charles law and Avogadro's law strictly is called ideal gas. Let's read the statement. The gas that follows Boyle's law, Charles law, and Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law strictly is called ideal gas. Is called ideal gas. So this is the definition of ideal gas. So ideal gas is a imaginary gas, hypothetical gas. So ideal gas is an imaginary gas, hypothetical gas. And we can derive the ideal gas equation by taking Boyle's law, Charles law and Avogadro's law. First I am taking Boyle's law. So Boyle's law. So what is the formula? Boyle's law. Volume is inversely proportional to pressure. at constant temperature. Temperature is constant. So this is Boyle's law. Next, Charles law. So Charles law, what is the formula we have? So volume is directly proportional to temperature at constant pressure. Here pressure is constant. Then Avogadro's law. Avogadro's law. Here is volume is directly proportional to number of moles at constant temperature and pressure. This is at constant temperature and pressure. So I am taking V directly proportional to N into T by P, isn't it? So I am removing the proportionality by keeping constant. So V is equal to R. Here in the place of proportion I am keeping constant R into N T by P. I am rearranging equation as PV is equal to nRT. So PV is equal to nRT. This is nothing but ideal gas equation. Ideal gas equation. Here is R is a universal gas constant. Here R is equal to gas constant. So here is R value same for all the gases. So it is also called as a universal gas constant. So PV is equal to nRT. Here P is the pressure, V is the volume, N is the number of moles of gas, R is a gas constant, T is the temperature. This equation is nothing but ideal gas equation. Next, let us write the different formulas from the ideal gas equation. I am taking PV is equal to nRT. So PV is equal to nRT. I wrote again this equation. This is the imagined first formula. So by using this formula you can derive different formulas. PV is equal to nRT. Here N is equal to number of moles of gas. N is equal to formula mass by molar mass. Small m is the mass of the gas, capital M is the molar mass of the gas. So substitute the value of N in this equation. We are going to get PV is equal to, this is the second equation, PV is equal to, in the place of N we have to substitute mass of the gas by molar mass of the gas into RT. So this is another formula. In a problem, so sometimes instead of giving the number of moles, they won't give number of moles, they give the mass of the gas. They will give mass of the gas. In such case, we can use this formula directly. Otherwise, first we have to convert the we have to calculate the number of moles, then we have to use this formula. So directly you can use, if the mass of the gas is given in a problem, directly you can use PV is equal to mass by molar mass into RT. Next, third one. If a mixture of gases is there and number of moles of one gas is N1 and number of moles of another gas is N2. Two gases are mixed. If 3 is there, you can take N3. So number of moles of gas is N1 plus N2 plus N3 and so on. So how many number of gases there? That many number of N's we have taken. Then PV is equal to in the place of N, in the place of I am writing N1 plus N2, total number of moles into RT. So into RT. Otherwise, first if you want to take nRT, PV is equal to nRT, that is equal to N in the sense N1 plus N2 into RT, isn't it? If one more gas is there, suppose here is N3 is there, one more gas, then we have to take PV, N is equal to N1 plus N2 plus N3. So here I am taking only 2, so that N1 plus N2 RT. So this is another formula, total number of moles, N is equal to N1 plus N2. And fourth one, PV is equal to, already you know very well, so N is the number of moles. So N1 is equal to M1, mass of the one gas by molar mass of its molar mass. Then in the place of N1, M1 by capital M1. So mass of the gas by molar mass of the gas, plus in the place of N2, what we can write? So molar mass of the gas by molar mass of the gas, if the gases are mixed, into RT. If molar mass of two different gases is, mass of the two different gases is given, so directly you can use this formula to find out the pressure, volume, temperature. Next, fourth one. And the fourth one is PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. And in the place of N, I am taking mass by molar mass into RT. So PV is equal to mass by molar mass into RT. So this M I am transposing to here. You are going to get PM. So PM is equal to M by, volume is transposing to here. So M by V into RT. M by V into RT, isn't it? Then PM is equal to, so here is M by V, nothing but density. D is equal to M by V. D is equal to M by V. In the place of M by V, we can substitute D, isn't it? Then we are going to get the formula PM is equal to DRT. So here M is equal to molar mass of the gas we are able to calculate. So M is equal to DRT by V. So by using this equation we are able to calculate molar mass of the gas. If density is given and temperature is given, pressure is given, R is the gas constant already, we know variable, we will calculate it. Then the fifth one, next formula, I am taking PV is equal to nRT. PV is equal to nRT. So I am transposing T here, then PV by T is equal to nR. Here number of moles of the gas is constant, R is a gas constant. Then PV by T is equal to, I am taking as a constant, that is equal to constant. Together I am taking as a constant. Then two different cases. What is the different? P1 V1 by T1 is equal to, you can take nR also, nR, and this is nR constant, P1 V1 by T1 into nR, this is equation number 1. So P2 V2 by T2, it is equal to nR. So this is the equation number 2. So substitute the second equation, first equation, second equation. Then what is the equation going to get is P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. So this is another expression. So P1 V1 by T1 is equal to P2 V2 by T2. So these are the different formulas we derive from by using ideal gas equation. So PV is equal to, in the place of N, mass by molar mass into RT. If the mixture of gases is given, the mixture taking as total number of moles of one gas plus number of moles of second gas plus number of moles of third gas and so on, N1 plus N2. So number of moles formula we know, substitute the mass by molar mass, you will get this formula. This formula is a relationship between the density and molar mass. So suppose here R is constant, T is constant, P is constant, then we can write M is directly proportional to density, molar mass is directly proportional to density if R, T, P is constant by this relation. So this is give the relationship between the molar mass and density. By using this equation we are able to calculate molar mass of the gas. So these are the different formulas from ideal gas equation. So what is ideal gas? The gas that follows the Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law strictly is called as ideal gas equation. Here we will get equation PV is equal to nRT. This equation is called as ideal gas equation. Here R is a gas constant. It is also called as universal gas constant. The value is same for all the gases. This is ideal gas equation. Next, numerical value of R. So R is a gas constant. I am taking ideal gas equation. PV is equal to nRT. So PV is equal to nRT. So we have to find out value of R. Numerical value of R. R is equal to P into V by N into T. So this is the equation we have to use to find out the numerical value of R. So I am taking here is a STP condition. So I am taking here is a pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere. So pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere and volume V is equal to 22.4 liters at STP condition. Taking STP condition, pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere, volume is equal to 22.4 liters. Here number of moles of the gas is equal to 1 mole I am taking. 1 mole of gas I am taking. Here T is equal to 273.15 Kelvin, nothing but 0 degrees centigrade. Temperature I am taking 0 degrees centigrade, nothing but 273.15 Kelvin. So these are the conditions, these are the values substituted in the given equation. Then R is equal to P. P is nothing but what? 1 atmosphere into volume 22.4 liters by and number of moles is nothing but how much, 1 mole into temperature is 273.15 Kelvin, 273.15 Kelvin. So upon simplification you will get 0.0821 units are atmosphere, liter. So mole is transposed, numerator will get mole will become mole inverse and this will be Kelvin inverse. So this is the numerical value of R in terms of atmosphere, liter, mole inverse and Kelvin inverse. Next I'm taking same equation, R is equal to P into V by N into T. So here pressure I'm taking in terms of bars. I'm taking 1 bar. This is a modified STP condition. Temperature I'm taking pressure I'm taking 1 bar. And volume of the gas I'm taking here is 22.7 liters. The volume is equal to 22.7 liters. Next, number of moles gas is remain same 1 mole. The number of moles is remain same. Even temperature of the gas also remains same, 273.15 Kelvin. So substitute all these values in a given equation, then R is equal to P is how much is given, 1 bar. So P is equal to 1 bar into and volume is equal to 22.7 liters. 22.7 liters by number of moles is equal to how much, 1 mole. 1 mole into temperature is 273.15 Kelvin. So upon simplification of these values you will get R value 0.083 bar liter mole inverse Kelvin inverse. So what is the difference you find in these two values? So here is units are atmospheres, liters, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. But here unit is bar. Unit of pressure is changed. Unit is here atmosphere. Here unit is bar. So in terms of bars, the value universal gas constant what we got is 0.083. Here we get 0.082. You can take 0.082. So this is a second. This is nothing but modified STP condition. So volume we are taking is 22.7 here. Here volume we took here is 22.4 liters at STP condition. So 22.4 is modified 22.7 and pressure is changed 1 bar. Pressure is 1 atmosphere and one more temperature and number of moles remains same. This is another value for R. R is equal to 0.083 and R is 0.0821. Next this is the first one. This I am labeling as a second R value. And the third one, R is equal to P into V by N into T. Here I am taking P is equal to 1 bar. 1 bar that I am taking in terms of pascals, so 10 power 5 pascals. So pressure is equal to, I took 10 power 5 pascals. Next volume. So pressure is 1 bar, in the sense volume we can take 22.7 liters. Volume is equal to 22.7 liters. Next number of moles of gas is 1 mole. Number of moles gas is 1 mole. Temperature is equal to 273.15 Kelvin, nothing but 0 degrees centigrade. Next substitute all the values in a given equation. Then R is equal to pressure I am taking 10 power 5 pascals. 10 power 5 pascals into volume is 22.7 liters. Volume is 22.7 liters by number of moles is 1 mole. 1 mole into next temperature 273.15 Kelvin. So here I am modifying the volume in liters into meter cubes. Then 10 power 5 pascals into here I am modifying volume in liters to 22.7 into 1 liter is equal to 10 power minus 3 meter cube. I am labeling as 10 power minus 3 meter cubes. And this remains same, 1 mole into 273.15 Kelvin, isn't it? Next, so upon simplification of all these, you'll get 8.314. The units are Pascal. Here is what the unit you have, meter cube, and mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. So Pascal, meter cube, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. So here 1 Pascal is equal to Newton per meter square. Pascal is equal to Newton per meter square. Then I'm modifying this as 8.314. In the place of Pascal, I'm taking a Newton per meter square into meter cube, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. So meter square cancel. Then we are going to get 8.314 Newton meter, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. Then 1 Newton meter is equal to 1 joule. Then 8.314 joule, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. So this is the value of R in terms of joules. Here is a unit is atmosphere. Here unit is bar. Here unit is joule. So this is the unit R unit 8.314 joule, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. Next fourth one. So this value I am taking R is equal to 8.314 joule, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. So already we know that 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. 1 calorie is equal to 4.184 joules. Then 8.314 joules is equal to how many calories? We have to calculate. So upon simplification, we are going to get answer R is equal to 1.987 calories, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. So 1.987 approximately we can take as a 2. Then R is equal to 2 calorie, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. So this is the unit of R in terms of calories, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. Look at the different units of R. In this case, R is in the form of atmosphere, liter, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. So atmosphere, liter. Atmosphere is the main unit. So here also here unit is bar, liter, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse. The difference here is atmosphere unit. Here is bar. The value is 0.0821, 0.083. Here is unit is joules. R value in terms of joules 8.314. Here R value in terms of here is calories is there. So depending upon the problem, we have to use R value. All the cases we cannot use the same R value. So depending upon the problem and what is the conditions is given, based on that we have to use R value. R is equal to 0.0821, R is equal to 0.083, R is equal to 8.314 joules, mole inverse, Kelvin inverse, R is equal to 2 calorie, Kelvin inverse, mole inverse. So these are the different numerical values of gas constant R.